license.
李宗伟，王爷，救命啊！梁海豚。
Good morning everyone, welcome back to the channel, season 2 Unseen China. After spending a few weeks in Switzerland with Flo, now I am back in China, back home, and in this episode I want to share with you a funny story and also a big breakthrough in my life, and that is, wait, I've got my motorbike driving license. So this means now I am officially allowed to ride a motorbike on the highway. You know that I have always been traveling with public transport or with friends who know how to drive. So I actually spent a lot of time traveling in between train station, hotel, bus station, and I always have to calculate the time. And sometimes it's not really easy to find a bus. So I had been dreamed of having better mobility, and I have been dreamed of having the freedom to travel to some more remote places easily. So that's why I got my motorbike driving license recently. But I also have a bad news, that is, although I've got my license, I still don't know how to ride a motorbike. So in this video, I just want to share this funny experience with you, because this license, it's hard earning. And let me first explain to you why I still don't know how to ride a motorbike. It sounds absurd, but it's a reality. It has a lot to do with China's driving test system. So in China, there are two types of license, two types of permit for motorbikes. Permit C, which only allows you to ride a motorbike, whereas D allows you to drive both a motor tricycle and a motorbike. But most people would take the D permit because the test will be done with a motor tricycle, which is much easier to handle. And therefore, throughout my whole training and during the test, I've been training with a motor tricycle, and I have never ridden a motorbike. So I probably need some days of practice before I can really feel safe to hit the road. And actually, I have no idea why the driving school and driving test are designed that way. And I guess there are many people who are like me, who got their driving license, yet still doesn't know how to drive. And I definitely need a lot more time to practice before I feel safe. But anyway, I want to share with you this funny story of how I get my driving license. I took the test in 2 different cities, and it's a total time span of almost 2 months. I started with my hometown in Guangde. I signed up for driving school, but the teacher was quite lousy. He only showed up a few hours the first day, and then for the coming 3 days, I had been training with other students. Our driver has left, and now we are learning it within ourselves. So that's one more experience is coming to help us.
后面其实松快点都没事，但最后半截一定要慢。
好，让它
感觉好，其实让它走一段时间，好，走1米，差不多了，慢慢往前看，看到吧？走吗？
对，走了。
让车子走起来之后，并不是讲车子动了就能松了。你动，你瞬间一松，手往下一顿就熄火。车子一动，其实就是刚接上，就发动机跟车刚接上，刚接上，但是它动力还没提供上，它只是刚接上，但动力还没来得及提供上。然后如果那个时候松了，车子没有动力，就立马就熄火。就是一定要等它走一段，然后再那个。确保它动力跟上了已经，然后再松。It looks easy. I thought it was easy, but it's actually quite difficult. So this is the test number 2, and you have to pass this pole and then go to those bridge and then go a little bit uphill and downhills. And after some days of practicing, I actually felt not too bad. It's my 3rd time practice. I don't know if you have the same feeling, but I haven't taken any exam for many years, so I was quite nervous. Today is going to be my last test ride, and then tomorrow I will take the exams. All my friends tells me
that the motorbike exam is quite easy. It's hard to fail it, but still I'm quite nervous. So now I let go the clutch very slowly. The first item, 果装. I don't think I've touched any of it. Now the slope. I have to give it a little bit gas. Okay, bad. So I have to. It's off, so I have to, and then start again. Because now it's only 1, so the speed is very slow, and the whole test will be like that. I'm going to drive very slowly. I think there is something wrong with this motorbike. Somehow it just stopped working, but let me restart it. There must be something wrong with this motorbike. It just stopped suddenly like that. I did nothing. Well, but to be honest, we have a quite crappy motorbike. This laba isn't working and it's broken, and this one is pretty shitty. After 3 days training, I managed to pass all the items, and I was like, okay, I think I'm good enough for the test. I went to the test center, and that morning there were about 15 people. Among that, 10 were here to retake the exam, and some even take the exam for a third time, and we've been waiting for quite long, about 2 hours, and during those time everyone is talking about how difficult it is, because last year the exam had been changed. Before it was manual, so there will be a policeman who's standing there and check if you are doing it in the right way. But starting from this year, they are using an infrared sensor, which is much stricter. Any small mistake can lead to a failure. This is the exam court, but the door is closed, so anytime when someone is taking the test inside, you can't see it. And I have no idea. There is a map outside so that you can know the overall layout, but you cannot see it for real. The exam is also random, so when the machine calls you, you go inside and take the exam. Well, in the beginning I thought maybe it's not too bad, but it turned out to be the most frustrating exam in my whole life. I never felt an exam so easily. I didn't pass this exam. I ate 2 ice creams to calm myself down. And then I went there, I thought, okay, I've done my practice in the driving school. This will be easy. This won't be a problem. But when I got on a motorbike, it's almost impossible for me to move the 空档, 挂空档. I almost stand on my feet and it doesn't work. And somehow then the officer came to me and then he helped me to solve this problem. Finally, I started the motorbike. After I finishing 绕桩, when I was about to go out, I heard the machine tells me that I 压线了，我也不知道我压了哪条线了。So I went back, I restart again. In total, you have 2 times, and I 挂空档. So I kick. This time it worked, but when I was about to start, and then the machine tells me that I didn't 挂空档. And then when I start the engine, it was at 4, so it was not 空档. So I felt again, I came back, I felt so exhausted. I had never been so bad in any exam, and I thought, okay, at least I can finish half of it, you know? But I almost felt at the beginning. Yeah, so what I've learned is that I think the motorbikes in driving school are pretty crappy, but those are in 车管所 are even worse. You have to be careful if you're going to take the same exam. Remember that those are crappy motorbikes, and when you start, give gas. Otherwise, the engine will stop. So you see, that was me who just failed the test and who was extremely devastated. But I don't want to give up. So after finishing my trip with Flo, I went to Chongqing alone, and I want to give the test a second chance. It is 6 a.m. in the morning, and I am trying for the second time, but this time I am in Chongqing. Chongqing is the most motorbike friendly city in China, and also the exams, the trainings are much better compared with small cities. So I hope this time I will be successful. Now I am on my way to the exam place, so the training as well as the exam is on the same day. So wish me good luck. When I recall what happened that day, I would say this training is very efficient, but also very brutal. We went there early in the morning, and we had about 3-hour training in a court in a place where the exam will be held. And then we were using exactly the same motor tricycle that we will use during the exam. And this really helps you to familiarize with the whole process. Whereas in Guangde, in my hometown, that's 2 different places with different motor tricycles. And you know, sometimes when you are new to a motor tricycle, you don't know you're not familiar with the clutch, with the machine. So the only problem I had in Chongqing is the language barrier.
方向打死过来过好看的，我们这个走过来，左手都是左手，回拉都是左手，那个手在用力，你那个位置都是后轮卡，你那个一卡不扣分，超出了那个一卡过后，在那个位置。
Our coach speaks with such a strong Chongqing accent, sometimes I didn't understand what I should do, whether it's a gear or the clutch. I just simply didn't understand. That was a really hot summer day with scorching sunshine, and after half-day training outside, I still wasn't sure if I can pass the exam. So I asked my trainer, can I possibly postpone the exam to the next day? And he said, no, we've already signed you up for the exam and there is no way back. So he pushed me and I had no choice. In the afternoon before taking the exam, I was so nervous, and I think it's way more intense here compared with my PhD defense. And when it was my turn, my brain was so focused. So there are 2 road tests, and I passed the first one without any problem, which is quite magic. And for the second test, in the beginning, I had a little bit problem, so I lose some points because I pressed the 点火 for too long. But for the rest of the test, I finished it. And when the machine said 考试成绩合格, like your exam is qualified, I was so happy that I almost jumped out of my motor tricycle. People were staring at me, but yeah, that was the excitement I had. After a whole day's training and driving under the scorching sunshine, and after getting sweat and after getting scolded by the trainer, and finally most of us have passed. I was so nervous, but I'm so happy that I get my first driving license. Now we're just waiting to get this certificate. And then we had to wait for about 2 hours because our driving license is still under preparation. But during those 2 hours, there was a huge screen like this size in the room. And on the screen, it's terrible traffic accidents that make you never want to drive again. That was such a strong reminder, and I know the purpose is to educate you to drive safely, but watching that for 2 hours is very intense. But after that, then our trainer came with our certificate, and then we will get our driving license. That's the whole story of how I get my driving license. This is something that I think everyone can relate to. So many of you might have already got your driving license. And I'm really looking forward to my road trip, although I really can't promise when I can start, because right now I'm still very insecure about my driving skills. So my plan for the coming weeks would probably, I will continue to use public transport, but meanwhile I will train myself with a motorbike, and I will keep you updated with my new progress. So yeah, that's it. And thanks for watching, and see you next time.